And we try to tell not only a history of winners and losers, not only of big generals and soldiers lying in the trenches, but we actually try to tell a story of everyone because the war did affect everyone.
Et sind die Kleingeschichten, die als wichtig waren, die noch nicht erzählt gesehen. Und dass nur 100 Jahre es noch immer Geschichte gibt, die erzählt können gehen, war es auch ganz wichtig. Und ich meine, das ist auch ein großer Aspekt von unserem Projekt.
Our project is actually quite exceptional for the Charlemagne Youth Prize because it happens entirely on social media, basically entirely online, and it is the Twitter project Real Time World War I, in which we retell stories of the First World War in 140 signs, several times per day, in real time, which is important. So not only at the exact date when they happened, but actually, if we can, at the exact time. So yes, the idea again is to really tell a lot of stories to show that this is nothing that can be ignored by anyone living in that time, really.
Also die ursprüngliche Idee stammt von einem Engländer aus Oxford, Alvin Collison, aus seinem Projekt zum Real-Time World War II, in dem er einfach die Ereignisse des Zweiten Weltkrieges auf Twitter preisgibt und verfolgt. Allerdings wählte er eine eher popularwissenschaftliche Herangehensweise und wir hingegen stellen die Tweets eher auf eine wissenschaftliche Basis und fundierte wissenschaftliche Herangehensweise.
And the grand aim behind it is to give people nowadays a feeling what a great achievement it is by the European Union, basically, that we have peace in the member states of the EU for so long by now, which is exceptional, really, in the entire history of this continent. A peace that is by now, by many, taken as granted in a way. And we want to give a feeling of appreciation for this peace by showing how much World War I actually affects everyday life in all its spheres.
Also grundsätzlich muss man sagen, dass es sehr viele Aspekte dieses Krieges gibt. Und es ist natürlich an den Studenten, jeden Aspekt oder jeden Aspekt, der ihnen interessant scheint, herauszuarbeiten und dann auch zu bearbeiten.
Kann ich sagen, dass wir alle Woche oder an alle 2 Wochen eine Aufgabe kriegen, als erstes Mal ein Thema aussichten, da gucken, was für Quellen darüber gibt, wie wollen die Geschichte erzählen. Und dann müssten wir dann auch los als Tweet vorstellen. Da hat den Meister gesagt, ja, man das vielleicht ein bisschen anders. Das war auch eine Herausforderung, da dann 140 Charakteren zu schreiben. Also den Prozess, den wir durchgemacht haben, ist da schon überwacht gehen. Wir waren eigentlich ziemlich frei, wir konnten eigentlich das machen, was uns gefallen hat, also was uns auch Spaß gemacht hat.
Intéressant, c'est aussi qu'il faut regarder si tous les grands événements qui se sont passés il y a 100 ans à la journée même ont été traités. Si on constate qu'il y a un événement important qui a été laissé de côté ou qui n'a pas encore été vu, donc tant pis, on se lève à 3 heures du matin s'il le faut et on le tape vite fait et on le rentre dans le programme de façon à ce que les gens puissent vraiment voir ce qui se passait il y a 100 ans. C'est vraiment presque un travail de journaliste.
Coming from a country like Luxembourg, one gets a very, very good impression that usually small countries are left out of history worldwide, global history. So what we take real good care of is that we don't only tell really the stories of the big countries, but that we also involve both small countries fighting, small countries affected by the war, like Luxembourg being occupied by the Germans, and also small countries that actually did not play an official role, that were neutral, for example, Sweden or Switzerland, or countries partly on the Balkans, who, however, were of course strongly affected by a change of availability of food products, by ships being sunk because they thought it would be enemy ships or they did not really care, belligerent countries. So we really try to tell everyone's story in a way, to give a broad overview over everyone who was affected by the war, which was basically everyone.
Donc il y avait eu diverses étapes. Donc tout d'abord, il y a une étape où il fallait bien sûr faire la recherche. Donc trouver des sources, authentifier ces sources, donc regarder si elles sont vraiment, si elles datent d'il y a un siècle. Après, il a fallu bien sûr écrire et il y a aussi eu une étape de contrôle. On contrôlait donc ce qu'écrivaient les autres, si on trouvait des catchphrases, comme on dit, de façon à retenir l'attention du lecteur.
Jeder Student wählt sich ein größeres Thema aus und erarbeitet dann selbstständig ein Narrativ, welches durch die 40 bis 50 Tweets, die er dann schreiben muss, durchgezogen wird wie ein roter Faden. Dass die Quellenlage kommt die erschließt sich einfach aus dem Thema. Manche wählen zum Beispiel Propaganda, das kann dann durch die Zeitungen belegt werden, durch Postkarten, durch Bilder, Poster, Filme. Andere wählen eher Objekte aus, die sie dann begleiten. Einer arbeitet zum Beispiel über die Kamera, die Entwicklung der Kamera, wie sie eingesetzt wird.
Wenn ich ein Beispiel kann geben, also was ich beim Projekt gemacht habe, ich habe mir eben die Frauen angeguckt, die los, weil die Männer am Krieg waren, Männerarbeit müssen überholen. Und da kann ich sehen, was ich bei dem Projekt gut gesehen kann, ist, dass der Krieg sich nicht nur auf der Front aufgespielt wird, aber auch bis an den Alltag und dass sich da auch alles nur Krieg gerichtet wird. Also Frauen müssen Munition machen nach Fabriken, an Infirmiere sind sie gehen, und auch, dass sich der ganze Alltag eben nur Krieg gerichtet wird.
Consisting of a lot of young people from the most different countries, from countries that actually fought each other in World War I, and having this strongly European background, and really working on one of the biggest achievements of the EU, being bringing peace to Europe. We thought, okay, maybe we do stand a chance, because also we reach a lot of people. We're close to 10,000 by now. So really showing our engagement online, which is reaching so many and which actually touches so many, which we know by reactions, we thought, okay, maybe we do actually stand a chance to be acknowledged on EU level for what we're doing, which was great that this actually happened. So at other universities, we had two different kinds of presentation. On the one hand, we do workshops with students, help them understand that history doesn't only happen in the classic ivory tower, but that it actually can interest and touch in a way everyone out there on an academic level, so not only in terms of popular history, but really on an academic level. And the feedback was usually really good. A lot of interest in these little stories that we tell, because that is really something everyone can understand, although we keep an academic level. And on the other hand, we also presented it to teaching staff, to professors, to institutes, and they were impressed on the one hand by the simplicity that, however, still really is on a certain level, that really manages to touch students, to involve students. So it's not just frontal lecturing that we're doing, but we're actually getting really involved. And it encouraged us students to be active beyond classes, beyond courses.
Ich als Student, den an dem Projekt mitgeschafft hat, war nicht nur ein Kurs, wo ihn dann eine Stunde an eine halbe geschafft hat, mit hat ihn die Arbeit auch mit ihm geholt und hat ihn sich wirklich über die Unis Leben damit beschäftigt. Das ist das, was ich mitgeholt habe, also dass ich mich selber für das Projekt interessiert habe und auch all die anderen Studenten, und dass es nicht nur eine Aufgabe war für die Uni.
Plus, some of the staff was quite jealous that we have such a lot of followers, such a big public actually, which some of them can only dream of with their papers. Yeah, and basically what the Charlemagne Youth Prize did for us is, of course, an enormous PR in a way. So ever since, we have been contacted by many, both universities, media, museums, who are interested in what we're doing, who want to know more about our concept, about our work, who are interested in getting involved in starting cooperations, which is great. Of course, the prize money wasn't so bad either, because considering that what we do voluntarily and as a major part outside of university, it is quite encouraging to be able to have some money at hand if we need, for example, IT persons to work on our program, if we need material or something, we need to get to archives and so on and so forth. Yeah, so that's really the university part, but we were very happy to not only be invited by universities, but actually to be invited by the European Parliament, which is actually not only a one-time thing, but once we won the Charlemagne Youth Prize, basically the European Parliament put in front of us a number of dates that goes on over the next several years, whenever we will be able to actually come back and present our project. And once you already did. So how was that?
Well, it was a very impressive experience. We got to meet some deputies and so on, but it was mainly to, how can I say that, to present our project to the committee, to the European Culture Committee and Education, if I'm not wrong. So, and you also get to meet a lot of different people from other countries who also won prizes, well, second, third, and so on. You went first. So you meet people with very different backgrounds from different countries, and yeah, and I mean, there was a lot of interest in our project there too. They even asked us like the numbers of followers and whether or not we would be interested in maybe putting that up on the screens there. So yeah, it was a fantastic experience. And we also got invited to the European Youth event, so which is going to take place in May. So then again, this would be a new experience and also a great addition to our project.
And for this event, we will not only be participants, but the European Parliament actually invited us to again organize a workshop, so to go to the other side, not only gaining the experience of participating, but actually giving some input, which is of course very great. It is intriguing, and there's a lot of traveling connected, and there's a lot of really great contacts connected, and a lot of input we also get from the other great projects who also win on national level. So we were lucky enough to win both on national and on European level. But even winning on national level is a great experience, because you still get to go to a lot of different events organized by the European Parliament. And again, you meet young people who are eager to engage in Europe and to put something in, to give some input to a development of more integration, of more common Europe, of identity, which is really a great feeling. So really, this is an appeal. Everyone can win this prize with the simplest of material if you just are willing to engage, if you have a great idea, and yeah, if you are willing to put in some time, and that's all you need.